Hello, welcome back to another Togcast. It's a special one this time. We have Mr. Toga himself, Mr. Hayden Sweet, who is the owner of Toga. He's a racer as well. He does some stewarding, he does some commentating, he does lots of different things, loads of stuff behind the background. Anyway, let's dive straight into it and let's welcome Hayden. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm back again.
Back again, exactly. Well, I think it's good to have because that must have been a good 8 months ago since your first one, and we talked a lot about the how Toga came about and what the plan was up till probably round about now. And I think it's good to catch up to find out how things are going now and what the future holds, hopefully, in your eyes for Toga. So we've had quite a few different championships. We've had the rookies, we've had the 24 and 2.4, we've had loads of small events, and we also had our charity event as well. So is there any events in particular that kind of stick in your mind that you really, really enjoyed, or you thought, oh my god, that was like off the charts?
I think the thing that stands out the most is the charity event. That was insane. I've only just, and obviously you're hearing this for the first time, finally got the last payment through from YouTube now, so I can finally finalise the total.
Oh.
But to be £2,600, £2,600 donated to charity is just
Amazing.
Unbelievable. Never in a million years would expect it. Our target was £500, and to get that 5 times that or whatever the maths is just ridiculous. So that sticks out for me. Our rookie championship as well. That seems to be our go-to. That's what people come to Toga for, I think.
Yep.
We do host a good rookie championship, and obviously we're now at season 8.
Wow.
I can't believe we're saying season 8. We're now got to the point now where we have to run 2 splits. So we're running Tuesdays and Wednesdays for Rookie Wednesdays. So it's Rookie Tuesdays really and Rookie Wednesdays if you like. But those ones stick out for me.
Yeah, absolutely. The charity event was off the charts. The generosity of everyone, not people who are actually even into sim racing, just people watching. It was just unbelievable.
It was.
So how are we running the rookies? You said like 2 splits. So how are we basically going to run this season then?
It'll be the same on each day, each Tuesday and Wednesday. Obviously, just for people to let people know, we have been fortunate now to be sponsored by Coach Dave Delta for our Rookie Wednesdays for the entire season. So we can't thank obviously Coach Dave Delta enough for sponsoring our championships and basically meaning that the top 3 drivers in each race or each championship, if you like, get a free 1-month CDA code or Coach Dave Delta code. So first and foremost, thank you to Coach Dave Delta. But yeah, for Rookie Wednesday Season 8, we're basically split the race over 2 days, and they're both exactly the same. Practice, a quali, and a race. And then we'll take the winners from each, the top 15 drivers from each split. So the 15 from split 1, 15 from split 2. We'll battle it out for like a couple of races for like to be the Season 8 Rookie champion, if you like. So it sort of, I think it hopefully gives, we're pretty full. We are full on the Tuesday one, 50 out of 50, and we've got 23 out of 50 in the Wednesday one. So there is still a lot more spaces, for that to happen, for people to join, but yeah, to have, nearly 70, 80 drivers across two races, 2 splits is just phenomenal. It just shows the level of rookies or new people coming to sim racing.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is very, very popular on the streams and on social media and things like that. So it's really good. There's a lot of people, and even people who have progressed from the rookies into other championships who have got quicker from that point of view. So Toga's obviously putting on some really big events, but we're also branching out in terms of hosting other communities as well. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so I feel like Toga needs to give back to smaller communities. Just feel like it's a natural progression for us to do so. We are in a fortunate position being number 2 on SimGrid, and it was so difficult for all of us to achieve that goal. We know firsthand how difficult it is to get there. So we decided was to try and reach out to smaller communities if possible, and if they're willing to, not to take them over, because that's not how we want to roll, and just to help them by offering them our stewarding services and our commentary services. We aren't charging for this service because, as an owner, I'm piling my own money into running servers and things like that. So we know how much it costs to run a server or run an event. To say, oh yeah, come and we'll do stewarding and commentary for you, but you have to pay for that service. We don't do that. All we say is that we will host it on our own social media platforms. Obviously, by that, being transparent, we are partnered on YouTube, so our videos are monetized. So basically, that is our payment, if you like. We will promote their channel, their community. It's their race at the end of the day, but we just host that service. So we're currently partnered up or hosting Formula GT Racing. I think that's what they call it, League or Formula GT Racing. And that's Charlie, one of our senior stewards here at TOGA. He has his own community. So that was a real sort of good sort of get in there and help him. And so Mondays yourself, Mac, don't you do the commentary for their GT2 championship? I think we're looking at doing their Sunday championship as well in the foreseeable future. So I just want to help smaller communities, not necessarily smaller communities, any community really. It's not a battle of who's got the biggest amount of followers or the biggest amount of people joining them. It's about, we're all nerds sitting in our lounge, bedrooms, sheds, racing. Let's help each other. Absolutely. And that's how I see it anyway.
And we've certainly saw, we've had 2 races now for Charlie's Formula GT Racing League, and there's been a blend of TOGA racers, racing drivers, as well as Charlie's own. So as the 2 communities come together to kind of race and have a bit of fun, which did you anticipate that would have been a thing?
I thought that maybe people would try it. I never expected to see our regulars, if you like, heading over to Charlie's league. Obviously, people know Charlie anyway from being a steward here at TOGA, so there's already that relationship there. But it's really nice to see. It's not only Formula GT Racing League. I've been definitely racing in Gazelle Motorsport. He was another one of the ex-stewards at TOGA, has created his own community. They've got their own commentary team, their own stewarding team, so we don't really have to sort of help them there. But I certainly post in our general chat, look, I'm racing in this today personally, and we do actually fill their grid. It doesn't mean to come across big-headed, but obviously with the following that we've got here, we don't really host races on a Friday, well, apart from our Friday World Tour that's coming up. So we've just been sort of moving ourselves over to their community and doing a few races over there. So it's just all about sharing the love, isn't it? That's it. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. And we have obviously quite a special race of 4 hours at Nordschleife coming up, but we have a bit of a twist to the commentary side as well.
Do we?
Do we not have a set of German commentators?
Oh yes. Sorry, I've got so many things going on. So my apologies. Don't cut that out because that was brilliant. I was on Instagram promoting one of our races. Not even the Nordschleife event. It was just another one, a driver swap cup, I think it was. And I come across a Instagram DM from a German commentary team. Basically, they followed up with an email saying that they do commentary on IRL races, but in German. And they wanted to dip their toe into sim racing stuff. So they asked us if it was possible for them to host the Nordschleife event on their social media platform and do the commentary in German. And I was like, feel free. So that's really cool that we're getting exposed on another channel. Okay, it's not going to be hosted on our TOGA Motorsport channel, but that's a bit of a technical thing that it's a bit difficult to stream,
Yeah.
one YouTube channel but have two lots of commentary. I don't think that's even possible.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going to do it all in German, which is great. And obviously then Max, whoever's going to do it, me, Mac, Zeta, whoever's going to stand in for that and do a stint in the comms box for our stream, in English. Or so that's amazing to be able to have another, another community or another, I don't know what you call them, company if you like, doing commentary on one of our events.
And I think you used the perfect word there of exposure, because when we chatted last, we were hoping to maybe break 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and there was realistic targets set, and we kind of blew those targets away.
Just a touch.
A touch. So I think it's good to see that our community and our profile is now is reaching out there now.
Yeah.
What, in a perfect world, what direction would you love to see TOGA going for the future?
Honestly, I don't really have a direction. I just want to keep doing what we do, and we do it well.
Yeah.
I personally would love to be able to do this full time, and obviously I know me and you, Mac, have had private conversations about actually trying to turn it into some sort of a business.
Yep.
But I think obviously TOGA Motorsport obviously is a sim racing community that hosts races for other drivers. I'm not sure if you're going to touch upon it, but we are delving into the realms of creating our own esports team.
Yep.
That Ollie is team managing, and we're bringing in, well, we've got like 18, 19 drivers already, which is ridiculous. And I think maybe a direction that also we need to start looking is how we can help new people coming into sim racing, because I think sim racing is getting very saturated now. It's kind of blown up recently for the likes of people like Jardia, Jimmy Broadbent, from going from racing in their bedrooms to be able to getting into real life racing cars and doing well in them. So, you see James Baldwin did it as well, but not really at the same. He was a bit sort of premature, really, maybe.
Yeah.
He was sort of the first one to do it.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing Jimmy Broadbent, we're seeing other people like that, not only getting opportunities to drive one-off events, but actually racing in full championships. So I think a lot of people going, oh, hang on a minute, I don't need to have a lot of I still need a lot of money in racing to be able to race. But if I start off in sim racing, I might get sponsored. I might be able to get straight into a car. So it's maybe moving TOGA Motorsport into into a place where it's sort of a starting block, if you like, for that progression. And by creating, videos or help guides for people to what car should I use if I'm starting out, or I don't know what car to pick, what should I use, or just things like that, just to help people. And maybe that's the sort of direction that we move in. But I'll be honest, I'm pretty happy where we're at. Maybe moving into sort of reviewing stuff, products, if we can get some sponsors to come and give us some stuff that we can review to people, because obviously we've got a decent following. So just those sorts of things, really. Yeah, I don't really know. The world's our oyster, really.
Exactly, and there's so many roads to go down, but I think what you were saying there is a really good thing, because TOGA is a launch pad, and if we look even at the Rookie Championships, we have now got some very, very fast drivers who are competing at higher levels. And we'll go on to, obviously, I'd spoken to Ollie a couple of days ago to do his talkcast, and we had spoken about the esports side, and I think the fact that, well, let's face it, myself and you are in the esports team, so that for a start says that it's for all levels.
Correct.
No, that I'm putting any dispersions
on.
Oh,
we're terrible.
But we also have someone who has physical disabilities.
Yes.
Who didn't have confidence to actually race. And with some tuition from Davide Mandalisi, who is also a TOGA esports driver, the driver now he's into the Rookie Championship. He's into some of the Endurance League. I mean, that must make you quite proud as well, that this has blossomed from the TOGA that you first started.
Yeah, 100%. I won't delve into too much around the esports side of things
Yep.
because obviously I want Ollie to sort of have his limelight with that, if you like,
Yep.
because he deserves it. But yeah, we are partnered with VM Technology or VM Tech, which is Davide and his brother's organisation that do real life super bikes, I think, and they sort of deal with sort of setups and stuff like that. So the fact that Davide and his brothers are helping TOGA Esports or TOGA Racing, if you like,
Yep.
for coaching, and we've seen someone with a disability come into our team. That was a big driver for us to create the esports team.
Yep.
Again, I won't go into too much, but obviously esports teams, there's a stigma, I believe, that you have to be an alien or very fast to be able to be in an esports team.
Yep.
We don't want that.
No,
We don't want that.
not.
You know, people like me and you don't get a lot of seat time, so hence why we're in the slower category. But you've got like aliens like Peter or Callum or Elias or other people, Davide, that are fast guys, but we're all in the same team. And that's what I love about TOGA Racing, is that there's no stigma.
No, and I think the caring community has carried from TOGA into the TOGA esports side. Because it is all about sharing information. It's not about, no, I'm not telling you what my setup is because I want to be the fastest. It's about sharing information. It's about helping each other on tracks. It's about helping people with confidence as well, from that point of view. So
100%.
We've got, there's quite a lot coming up, but there's also an SRO event.
Yeah, again, I hasn't really sunk in that we were selected to be in the SRO event. So obviously the guys, if you're listening, you hopefully you know who SRO are. If you don't, then go and research it. But obviously they are the body that do the actual racing in real life, and obviously that's what ACC use for to match what SRO do basically. And we've been selected as one of the communities to host an event or a series of events for this year's grand finals. So yeah, we've got a sort of a pre-qualifier open right now where we're doing hot laps around Spa, and then we'll take that into our real main event that's running in end part of May, early June. So yeah, really, really proud of the guy, all of us, that we've managed to be selected. I mean, I don't want to be too what's the word? I don't know what the word is there, but not pig-headed and arrogant about it. We were probably going to get selected, being number 2 on SimGrid, but there was always that nervousness around. Wow, we've been selected here. We're actually going to be part of their SRO grand finals. So the winner of this, our 2 races, will represent TOGA Motorsport in the grand finals. So those 2 drivers that we have from our winning league or winning race will be representing our community. Essentially, that's how it's going to work.
And that's such exposure as well. SRO is such a big name when it comes to not just sim racing but to real life racing as well. And you touched on it as well, SimGrid. We are also now partnered with SimGrid.
We are silver partner on SimGrid, which again was ridiculous. We've basically, when the partnership was released, we ticked every scenario to be gold apart from just longevity on the platform. So you need to be, I think, 2 years a community before you get gold status. We're currently on 22 months. So when we get that 2 more months time, so what is it, end part of June, we should then be a gold partner on SimGrid, which opens up a few more doors. For a nutshell, for people that don't know, that we will have the opportunity to essentially bid on products, items that people like GTR Mega, Moza, Fanatec give to SimGrid to be able to then give away to communities when they're doing races. So for example, Mac, you might win a Fanatec bundle, for example, and it's being given from Fanatec via us to give away to a driver or a team or whatever.
Yeah, and that within itself is a huge thing, especially. And let's kind of go back to the charity event. We didn't just run that on our own. We had IMB Racewear. Now, if you don't know who they are, go and have a look. The guys are absolutely amazing. They happen to be, you'll hear it on Ollie's podcast that they've now sponsoring, or they're now partnered with us for the esports. But GT Omega, who are an amazing brand, basically gave away a rig, an entire rig to some lucky person in the raffle. So, I mean, there's so many things happening. There's so many deals. There's so many people making contact. You know, TikTok's starting to blow up now as well, which is absolutely amazing. And that's down to Hayden. Myself, Zeta, the other commentators, we stream on Twitch and we stream on YouTube. But Hayden streams himself on TikTok. And, you know, the other night, Driver Swap, we had over 50 viewers at one point.
Yeah, 55 viewers watching, and I just tried it. Like it was just a random thing. I thought, sod it, I'm just gonna go on there and go live.
Yeah.
Never thought in a million years that it would actually sort of take off, if you like. I think hopefully as technologies evolve, we'll be able to sort of share out. Like you guys to stream on TikTok too.
Yeah.
But because obviously it's quite a closed infrastructure right now, it's quite annoying that we have to do it separate. But it's just blown up, and we gave it. I think that's where the idea of creating videos and stuff for people that are new to sim racing has come from, because we see a lot of people come in via TikTok and say, "Oh my god, what track's that? What car is that? You know, what's your favorite car?" Things like that, and because it's a whole new audience set that maybe are Forza or GT7 or whatever they may well be, not seeing ACC and going, "Oh my god, I want to race in ACC." So I guess we are our own downfall when it comes to new people coming into sim racing, because we're promoting ourselves so much, we're being pushed out to a lot more new faces and a lot more new people coming on board. So yeah, TikTok's just gone crazy, personally. Like, it's going to be insane.
But it's good, and it's rewarding that your hard work is paying off at the end of the day. You know, YouTube, we kind of burst into YouTube near the end of last year. We surpassed any goals or ambitions we ever thought we could have. Twitch is growing. TikTok's growing, you know, over 1,000 followers on Instagram. Like you said, the sky's the limit. You know, you just don't know what could happen in the near future, in the far future. From that, do you think TOGA will always have the same ethos, though, that it's for the community, it's for any level of driver to come into?
Yes. If it ever changes, I'll just stop doing it straight away, because that's not what I set TOGA up for in the first place. If it ever changes from anyone, we take anybody's ability. Do you know what? It can be annoying. It can be frustrating for people that are faster. They get caught up between the slower guys and the faster guys. But we're trying to work around that by putting on races only for aliens or only for rookies, because you can't all have one skill level in one lobby, because it just doesn't work. Because let's be frank, you know, you've experienced it, Mac. I've experienced it. You just make mistakes sometimes as slower drivers, and you cause crashes. And that, and it's okay if you're in a rookie champion. I mean, it's not okay, but it's okay. You get more of a pass if you do it in a rookie championship, opposed to like a paid endurance race or a paid GT3 race or whatever it may well be, when you bringing in those faster guys. So yeah, I don't want TOGA to change how it is. I think we have a really good like core family base in terms of staff, mods, stewards, commentators, and stuff like that. We're bringing in more people all the time that want to help out. And yeah, if it ever changed, then we might as well just knock it on the head and say, let's stop, because I don't want that to happen. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And what I love is that it's always evolving. So the rookie championship up until last season, season 7, up until that point, it was always a time, the fastest time you could do before being disqualified. But season 7 changed, and it was, if you surpassed the fastest time you're allowed by X amount of seconds or tenths of a second, you were given extra ballast to then try and bring them back towards the field again, the pack. I mean, that within itself to me is amazing, that we can evolve from doing one thing thinking, okay, that seems to be working, and then go, no, but this actually works so much better. In terms of that, and obviously you're limited to how much ballast a car can be given, but you're trying to keep things level, or as level as you can from the championships.
Yeah, and giving people who, again, this wasn't my idea, this was Dexter's idea, to do this ballast stuff, and I think that's what's cool about our community, is that just because it says owner on my name doesn't mean that I have all the ideas. So I'm very much let's do it.
Yeah,
let's just try this, because if it sounds good, let's roll with it. But yeah, last year was amazing. I think the actual last season's race come down to the final race, and if I remember rightly, one of the drivers got crashed out in the first corner, and still managed to win the championship just by finishing. And it was so close. If he lost another couple of places, that would have been it. It would have gone to P2. But yeah, so hopefully our championships will be a lot tighter by having this ballast system. It's worked really, really well last year. I think there's some more finer tuning stuff for this year. So time wise, if you like, cut off times. But yeah, it certainly was a game changer, and we had so much good feedback from our driver interviews at the end of each race saying, okay, yeah, maybe it was a bit annoying to have extra ballast, but actually the racing was a lot closer.
Yeah, absolutely. And the drivers who are faster and quite clearly probably shouldn't be in the Rookie League, but maybe are not quite at the stage of progressing to the next championship, it brings them back to a level field, but they also need to, they've practiced with the car with a certain amount of ballast and fuel, and they qualified with it, and then to get extra ballast, the car changes, and the car reacts differently, especially depending on where the ballast is, because every car is designed differently.
Agreed.
I think Season 7 was a huge success, partly because of that as well. I mean, again, though, it must make you proud to have people in place who are able to come to you and go, I've got this idea, what do you think? And then you go, absolutely, let's do it and see what happens.
100%, and I've joked about this with you before. Some championships now I don't have nothing to do. Commentary's taking it's looked after itself. The stewarding's done by itself. I'm even to the point now where Dexter even sets the servers up and does the entry list. So all I have to do is the driver briefing now, and it won't be long until someone takes that away from me as well. But no, honestly, yeah, it's amazing. Like I feel like it's our community. It's not my community. It's ours. Everyone that helps out, they all have a right to push it in the right direction. And I am proud. And I never in a million years imagined it to get to where it is today. Never. That was never on the cards for me. I just wanted a cool place to host races, and never expected it to be quite this big.
Exactly. I wouldn't say the monster it's turned into, because that sounds like a negative thing, but the machine it's now coming into, and you're right, we have championships like the rookie one that can be set up because we have the template and we have the experience behind it, but we also try different things like 4 hours at Nordschleife, or more of the endurance, the 24 hour and 2.4 and things like that. So, and I think the fact there's not as many championships on at the same time is good, because it means people can concentrate on one thing rather than I've got 3 races and 3 different championships with 3 different cars and 3 different tracks all in 1 week, and I need to try and split my time for that. So do you feel having less championships running at the same time has actually been a benefit?
Yes. So not only for my own personal benefit, yes, because I get to race myself in other championships. Because don't take anything away, I'm still a driver. I still want to drive, hence why I love sim racing so much. It gives people like yourselves and Dexter and other stewards and commentators chance to have a break as well, and join races that you guys want to do. And thirdly, yes, to give our community guys enough time to practice for events that we do have upcoming, and to learn one car or do whatever they decide to do, because I think last year was, like you say, it did explode last year. We were literally racing 3 or 4 times per week.
Yep.
But that took its toll on everyone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fair on everybody. Whereas now we're worst case 3 races per week.
Yep.
Like worst case scenario is 3 races per week. But I think our races are better quality now because we've got the time to organise, got the time to get things set up how we want it set up.
Yep.
We're still trialing and error races. Like we just finished the driver swap cup, and we had a bit of a debrief this morning actually about that championship, and it wasn't the greatest championship in the world because it was only a 60-minute race, and essentially you got both drivers flat out for 30 minutes, and that just causes poor driving standards. Yeah. So I think if we did it again, we'd maybe increase it to, let's say, 90 minutes. So it gives you a bit more thinking time about tyres and fuel strategies and stuff like that. So we're not perfect. We don't sit here and say that, oh my God, come to TOGA, we are perfect. We make mistakes. We don't do things correctly. But that's the difference with us. We learn. We learn from our mistakes, and we will improve next time.
Absolutely. It's all about listening to the audience and,
Agreed.
and giving them what they want. Right, well, we have come to the end, unfortunately. There will be more of Hayden later on in the year because we like to keep things up to date from that point of view. There is one thing that I would like to thank Hayden for, and it is all the work he does behind the scenes. He never ever looks for the applause, the pat on the back even, but he does a lot of work behind the scenes of things that people don't even ever see, but it makes such a difference to either the stewards or the commentators or things like that. And again, he's still paying out of his own pocket. You know, this is not a self-funded machine at the moment. That is the aim we want, is that he doesn't have to take money out of his children's piggy bank to pay for servers. I am joking, he doesn't actually do that before.
Sometimes I do.
That's more for cream eggs and different things like that. But yeah, no, thank you very much to Hayden. It's always a pleasure to talk to him, and I'll speak to you soon, Hayden.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mac. Appreciate the time. Again, only a self-centered person would want 2 podcasts, so I appreciate you taking the time doing it.
It's not a problem. Okay, take care, Hayden.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.